Today, in electoral dysfunction, Jeb Bush stepped in it on the issue of Planned Parenthood and women's health generally. So first of all, he is, of course, in favor of defunding Planned Parenthood. So we're going to show you that in just a second. Soon after, wait until you hear what he said about women's health issues and their funding priorities. But first, here on Planned Parenthood.
Given the atrocity of these children being destroyed with such callous disregard for their lives, shouldn't we make that an issue and say not one more red cent to Planned Parenthood?
We should, and the next president should defund Planned Parenthood. I have the benefit of having been governor, and we did defund Planned Parenthood when I was governor. We tried to create a culture of life across the board.
Look, defunding, you know, this story drives me crazy because the good people have been, I can't continue with my hair like this.
Can we defund his hair?
We're going to start the whole segment over. We're on the Bush clip again.
Jeb Bush was, no.
This whole issue has been co-opted, and co-opted so effectively that good, well-meaning people have seen those edited videos, and now that we have access to the whole video, we see them in the proper context. And yeah, it's not my favorite conversation that people who worked at Planned Parenthood had, but I don't care. They thought they were talking to medical professionals. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's a zero.
And I've got news for people who don't like the fetal organ research. First of all, it's led to vaccines and other things like that. But even if it wasn't going on, they would still do the abortions. They would just throw the fetuses in dumpsters, literally. It would not change the abortion happening. I got news for you. It's constitutional. Take it up with the Supreme Court. But you were saying.
But like well-meaning people have seen that video, including people who are, again, people in this arena who are completely in favor of a woman's right to choose, and they are sending out tweets that suggest, hey, no matter what side of the debate you're on, these were just disgusting conversation and everyone should be outraged. I don't know whether it's in some effort to seem like you're, oh, look, when push comes to shove, I'm really a fair guy and I'll draw it down the middle. But this is never a real conversation. It wasn't a conversation about the sale of that tissue. It had nothing to do with the sale of that tissue. It was the next step, of which there have been 1,000 before and will be 1,000 in the future, some more effective than others, to destroy, to hurt Planned Parenthood, which provides, forget the abortions, which provides health care to low-income women across the country and does it better than anyone, or at least not better than anyone, but on a much wider scale than anyone.
Yeah.
They serve an invaluable purpose, and every single progressive who decides to get in line, well, that did outrage me, and follow that nonsense BS story is hurting that cause, and they need to wake up and recognize that they are being had by these people, that you are allowing the people who made this fake video and created a fake controversy to beat you and mock you, and you're doing their bidding.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're allowing yourself to be lied to about, first of all, that the federal money is going towards abortion. The Hyde Amendment for decades now has been saying that it can't. The idea that the federal money going to other things allows Planned Parenthood to shift money to abortion, which is nonsense since the women pay for their own abortions. Planned Parenthood is not paying for it. It's a bunch of nonsense. But I want to get back to Jeb Bush. The reason he's getting in trouble is not because he's against Planned Parenthood. That should be enough, but apparently in America in 2015 it's not enough. He went on to say this.
The argument against this is, well, women's health issues are going to be, you're attacking, it's a war on women, and you're attacking women's health issues. You could take dollar for dollar, although I'm not sure we need $500 million for women's health issues. But if you took dollar for dollar, there are many extraordinarily fine organizations, community health organizations that exist.
Look, people are attacking him for saying we don't need this much money for women's health issues. And as I'm going to read, but basically he says, people are trying to say that I didn't obviously mean that money for Planned Parenthood. So he's saying he was, again, talking about Planned Parenthood there, but I don't think that even makes sense in the context of what he was talking about.
He then, so his apology today, or his initially they took out the phrase, I misspoke, and then they put it back in. There was some debate about that. But
it's supposed to be infallible.
I don't know, what difference does it make? It
doesn't matter.
But that his point today was that he only meant Planned Parenthood. And they get about $500 million, is that right?
Yes.
I actually take him at his word there. I disagree with you, but I think that's probably is what he meant. But again, what is true is that there's not one Republican running for office that is concerned about access to health coverage for women who can't afford it. not a priority. Never has been. Hasn't been a priority for one Republican running for president ever, or since Ike. You know, I don't know, in this generation. They don't care. That's not what they're concerned about. They wanted to beat back the Affordable Care Act. They want to defund Planned Parenthood. Fine, you want to defund Planned Parenthood and put exactly that same amount of money into those organizations. By the way, some of those organizations will perform abortions. So, you know, it's just dishonest. So we can backtrack today. I like it as a story because even if I don't think his misspeaking was technically all that big of a deal or on the merits, just real quick, but forcing Jeb Bush to defend himself about women's health care is something that he should have to do every day.
Yeah. The reason that I don't think that you can simply swap in the words Planned Parenthood for women's health issues is it doesn't make sense for him to say the sentence, I don't think we need 500 million, with the tone that he was using, which was not 100% dismissive, it was only slightly dismissive. I don't think we need $500 million for Planned Parenthood. Obviously, you want it completely defunded. It no longer makes sense for you to say it the way you did. It only could make sense if he's talking about all of them together.
Because he's not suggesting that we give Planned Parenthood about $420 million.
No, he's saying zero. Yeah, so the sentence doesn't make sense. I think he literally means we don't need as much funding for women's health clinics.
I don't care because I don't want to give him a pass on it. So I'll accept your argument.
Yeah, and what I love is he will then go on, as he did. I'm not going to read the full statement. Whatever. He goes on and says, you know, there's great local health clinics that do deserve your funding. And many Republicans will say if we kill Planned Parenthood, which we want to, women can simply go to these other clinics. As you pointed out, I don't know why they keep missing this fact. Other clinics provide abortions. And other clinics participate in fetal organ harvesting and fetal organ and tissue research. Which again, the abortions are legal, the research is legal, the fetuses would just be thrown in the dumpster anyway. They're trying to act as if, oh, it's going to be totally fine if we just go to those. Those can be attacked for the same reason that you're attacking Planned Parenthood today.
Yeah, all the debates are little semantic points that don't really matter. They want to cut off coverage. They want to stop helping people who can't pay for stuff. They want to make it, they do not want to make it easier for them to pay for stuff. They'd like it if charitable organizations did it for free. That's what they want. That's their form of government. That's how they want to run this country. And it's a terrible way to run the country. And it's an unfair way to run this country. And we've literally proven it over the last 240 years, or however old we are.
Yeah, and one step further, they want charities to provide it for free, but they want to scale back the things that are provided. They're not going to want contraceptives passed out, birth control. They're not going to want things like that, certainly not the abortions. Like, they want it to go to charities and to these other organizations, but they would dial back the number of services that are available significantly, and they would do it based on their bullshit religious beliefs.